In the 1999, your party joined hand with the PAS and this one DAP and PMR, of course, during that time. Galiland only won 5 parliament and 4 state seats. Were you disappointed with the result? And then follow that in the next election, 2004, Party Galiland only won 1 parliamentary seat. What you thought on it? Is that then after that you will be released in a few months after from you overturn your conviction. And then it seems that you are very active in the political field again. How did you adjust yourself, especially in view of the recent change in the party leadership? Because your Galiland, beginning from this one, Mustafa, this one being the deputy president, now the deputy president has been changed, the secretary sergeant also changed, only that you maintain the same. Would you like to elaborate what is the Party Galiland in recently, what you are going to achieve in the political platform?
In 1999, we performed reasonably well for a party that was just formed less than a year. Although we obtained 5 parliamentary seats in 4 states, but the overall performance was quite impressive.
You're satisfied with the result?
Well, naturally, from prison, I thought that we could have done better. But so many of our leaders were in prison. And we had so little time. But in 2004, because of the whole strategy, most of the focus has been against Dr. Mahathir. He left. Then they say, okay, what a relief for all Malaysians. Then they had Prime Minister Abdullah, who made all the right promises. We'll be very fair to Malays, Chinese and Indians. Everybody got excited. We'll have separation of powers. We'll fight corruption. We'll do everything right. So people say enough, give him a chance. So 2004, we did very badly. That was in the past. Now, for example, myself, many of the other Galiland leaders, together with the AP, PAS in their own areas, are working very hard, and I think these elections will make a major difference. And as I said, for this country, in 50 years, this is going to be a defining moment in our history, whether we continue to accept the corrupt, arrogant system, leadership with a repressive system, or a new Malaysian economic agenda, a new Malaysian economic program, and a firmer, strong commitment against corruption and for good governance and accountability.
Yeah, therefore, I would like to make a comparison for your PKR. It's a multi-ethnic party led by the Malay. Is it a model similar to the one proposed by Dato' On bin Jaafar during that time in the 1951? Is there a similarity in the vision between you and Dato' On Jaafar? Or that is there any different? You can compare your Independent Party of Malaya led by this one, Dato' On Jaafar, and this one, the PKR, led by you.
I think the general framework may be about the same. But 50 years in politics, at the time when Dato' On formed the party, his preoccupation was independence for Malaya then. And then I have not seen his articulating or crafting an elaborate economic program that we have. He did not foresee that the judiciary can be that corrupt as it is today. So in this program, he just assumed that the judiciary will be independent, manned by competent, credible, qualified professionals. And he did not, I'm sure, these were not his preoccupation. But now, I think, while that general framework was there, I mean, he was, of course, a big aristocratic leader. I mean, he's a feudal chief. So the Rakyat issue, in a sense, I admire him because for a man coming from that upbringing, I'm not talking about his grandson, I'm talking about the grandfather, had this vision. And he articulates very well. He has impeccable command of the English language, very good grounding in Bahasa, and for that period. But I think now we have to articulate, because people who support us will not just want to know our vague general policies. They would ask us, what is your position on rule of law, freedom of conscience, freedom of expression, ISA, Chinese schools, Bahasa. They ask us, what is your agenda, economic agenda for the future? So this, I think, we have gone far ahead than what Dr. On Jaafar initially envisaged.
Can I claim that you have followed the first step of On Jaafar during that time? Are you follow the first step that to become a multiracial party to create?
I agree. It is a multiracial party. You see in the leadership, in the lineup, although Azizah is president, Deputy Professor Hussein Ali, among the vice presidents, we have Malays, we have very qualified, like the surgeon, Dr. Lee Boon Chai, we have the Rhodes Scholar, lawyer, human rights, Siva Rasa, and then you have Tian Chua. I mean, so you have a very mixed crowd. Some people associate some Malays because there were some from UMNO. But most of our supporters are actually young, qualified professionals coming in. Even you see in Penang, Tibing, Jason Ong, and the rest. I mean, they are coming up from a vast, diverse experience, Malays, Chinese, Indians. Naturally, in Penang, we have more Chinese leaders by nature, with the fact that 70% of the population of Penang are non-Malays. In Kelantan, of course, we have hardly any, probably one minor Chinese leader, because 95% are Malays. But this does not affect our overall policy. As I've said, for Keadilan, to battle UMNO and BN must not be seen as Malay versus a Malay government or Chinese opposition against Malay government. It has to be a multiracial, multi-ethnic society having a strong force and voice to challenge the UMNO-dominated leadership of Barisan Nasional.
Yeah. Now we come to this year election. I think more people are more concerned about that. For this year general election, it is clear that the PKR has put aside that, to forming the Barisan alternative like 1999. Then this time is your Keadilan have a cooperation with the DAP, and then your Keadilan have a cooperation with the PAS separately. This one, let me recall that in the 1990, Tunku Rasari, when he formed the 46 Semangka, he also do it in this way. Are you going to say that you make the same way with like the Tunku Rasari, or that you are not agree with his formula, then you have your new strategy?
No, ideally, it should be a Barisan Rakyat. We have Keadilan, DAP, PAS together. That's the ideal. But in what is called by Bismarck in realpolitik, political realities dictate that we need to have very strong bond, collaborative working relationship between Keadilan and DAP on one side and Keadilan and PAS on the other. Why? Because we cannot get the DAP and PAS to sit together. So we will have to deal with the situation. But as I've said, and I think DAP leaders and PAS leaders acknowledge this, the collaboration